This is a story, as we all know, between Musa alayhi salam and between Khidr. And by the way, Khidr is an interesting character, and we have to talk a little bit about him before we get to the story. The word or the name Khidr is not his proper name. It is in fact a title, and of course it means green. And Ibn Hajar and others, they say he was called Khidr because of his blessings. Wherever he went, the land would become green after him, that it would flourish, that Allah blessed him, that wherever he went, the land would become green. And by the way, the name Khidr, it has 10 different pronunciations. They're all valid, but it's not his proper name. It is a title, and it is the title of the person whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed to be alive at the time of Musa alayhi salam. There are two major opinions in the Muslim Ummah about who is Khidr. One group, and in particular those groups that are involved in mysticism, they say that Khidr was wali min awliya'illah. They say that Khidr was a saint. And they say that Musa alayhi salam was taught to study with this wali. And Khidr, according to this interpretation, many of this group, they say Khidr is a person who's living forever. He's still alive right now, according to this opinion. And he visits the sheikhs and the pirs and the awliya, and he teaches them a secret knowledge. Why? Because Allah says in the Quran that وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِن لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا. And they say this is al-ilm al-laduni. Al-ilm al-laduni. We taught him a knowledge. So this group says this is a knowledge directly from Allah. And this is the position that some of the mystical groups have. In fact, pretty much all of the mystical groups. And this position has become so common that when Muslims hear the other opinion, they are amazed that there's actually another opinion out there. And the fact of the matter is that the position that Khidr is a wali and that he's still alive has no shred of evidence in the Quran, in the Sunnah, in common sense, and in reason and intellect. It contradicts the Quran. Because Allah says, كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made the status of the Rasul and Nabi higher than the status of a wali. And it is not possible that Musa is less knowledgeable than a wali min awliya'illah. Wali is existent, we believe in wali, and wali means a good person. And the position that Khidr is still alive contradicts the Sunnah. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ, when he saw somebody reading the Torah, and he's trying to find what Musa is saying, a Muslim, he said, if Musa had been alive, he would have no option but to come and follow me now. If this is the case of Musa, how about Khidr? If Khidr had been alive at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, it would have been wajib to come to the Prophet ﷺ and give him bay'ah and be his follower. Also, we have the hadith in Bukhari that the Prophet ﷺ once gave a khutbah in the middle of the night, and there was a full moon, and he said to the Sahaba that, do you see this night of yours now? فَوَاللَّهِ 100 years from now, not a single man who is alive on earth today will remain alive. And the last Sahabi died literally in the year 110 Hijrah. Literally. If Khidr had been alive then, he wouldn't be alive after 100 years. So it goes against the Quran, it goes against the Sunnah, it goes against common sense and reason and logic. As Ibn Taymiyyah and as Ibn Kathir and as the real muhaqqiqin, the real researchers, they say, there is no doubt that Khidr was a Nabi min anbiya'illahi ta'ala. He was a Nabi. He was somebody whom Allah had sent to another nation. And no doubt every prophet has some knowledge another prophet does not have. So there is no question that Khidr was a prophet, and all of these superstitious tales and legends that Khidr is a green turban figure flying around in the air and he visits people. Wallahi, brothers and sisters, our religion is more intelligent than this. Our religion does not believe in old wives' tales. Don't embarrass yourselves and your religion by quoting these tales to anybody else. And you cannot assume when it comes to the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.